Social Millennial Podcast. We out here, gang. Y'all already know what it is. You feel me? Happy New Year. I know it's been a little while. We went on hiatus, and yes, you are going to hear the sounds of NYC during this podcast. It just kind of creeps in. We out here. You know, NYC, baby. We out here. It's the sounds of the concrete jungle. It's been a minute. What's up, y'all? How are y'all doing? Feel free to hit up the comments where applicable. Let us know how your year's been. 2023's been, your transition's been into 2024. I know it's been something like, 2 or 3 months, 4 months maybe, that we've been on hiatus since November. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Three Kings Day. You feel me? It's been a little bit. I know. I've been kind of getting the ducks in a row. Just getting my mind right for the next phase that we're going to go into. This episode is basically just a check-in. You feel me? First episode back. I'm not going to go into anything dense. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I'm not going to go into anything dense. We're kind of just wanting to catch up. You feel me? How are y'all doing? Let y'all know how I'm doing before we get into the nitty gritty for 2024. Had a great transition, great new year. I'm energized. I'm ready. We're going to be expanding. You feel me? It's going to be a ting. We doing big tings. Yeah. I'm very happy with the trajectory of the way I've kind of put the ducks in a row. We're starting something super new with the podcast, and super new in terms of my sort of media umbrella that a media umbrella regarding the content that I want to provide y'all, the stuff that I've got inside me that I want to let out, and also just letting y'all get a little bit more of the behind the scenes of what I'll be doing. Now, yes, I'm not in my usual. You know, I usually got some kind of anime thing going on. Usually got some kind of pop culture thing going on with how I'm dressed. But yeah, this is just a chill out, a kickback. Like I said, I had a great transition. We had a really cool drama, not drama, but a musical presentation of the Nativity over the Christmas season, which was great. It went awesome. I mean, we killed it. We had a great live stream. It was just wild. It's the best live stream that we have had or presented since we started presenting it live like that. I was pretty psyched, pretty happy about that. We had a great crew, a great team. You know, shout out to Eric J. Hall Ministries. Shout out to Cecilia, Nicole Greenidge. Shout out to Emily Cohn. Shout out to Hector Gatica. Shout out to Evan Adamus. If you go to my personal, my IG at Marcus Pena Presents, you know, you'll be able to see them up, down, left, right. Great musicians, great team to be able to MD, to be able to also sing some solos there, to be able to take a heavier load in terms of helping to produce the event is really great. You know, I said shout out to Eric J. Hall Ministries and Eastchester Church for giving me that opportunity. We had a great time. I might even throw some pictures on the screen for y'all. But we had a great time with great people. I mean, Carnegie, world-renowned musicians, soloists. We had great cellists, great violinists. Yeah, it was just great. It was very powerful. A great opera singer. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. Setting some things up. I've got a few screenplays that I'm trying to throw into the play here, into the mix, that I'm getting real happy with, getting real happy about. I've got some adaptations of certain things. I'm gonna play it close to the chest. Got some adaptations for a few properties that I'm writing about or writing for, and some other original screenplays. They're getting to a place where I'm kind of hyped that I'm gonna throw it into the rotation and see what happens. And my music, I mean, the album is coming this year. Like, I'm actually on the track for a full album. I don't think I've ever done a full album just me. You know, I've worked on many other people's albums, producing, writing, you know, playing the music, you know, BGVs, people's singles, people's albums. I'm part of a worship collective from the East. We have an album out with songs that I've written and composed and wrote for and so on, but never like a Marcus Pena just album. I was very blessed last year, 2023, to be able to stick to a goal that I had in my creativity. I think I talked about it before on the show, where I just kind of wanted to stretch myself or make it a habit to get back to my ability to create, to stretch the muscle instead of not stretching the muscle, letting it atrophy. And then when I'm called on to create, then start to create. Just hearkening back to a more pure time in my life where I was just this vessel of just creativity all the time, 24/7. I feel very blessed that 2023 I was able to meet those goals with what it was 3 singles that I dropped last year that are still out. Check for it, Spotify, everywhere that you stream your music. You can purchase it as well, digital download. My first single was Lucky. It's a great love song. If you ever want to use it for weddings and Valentines and singergrams and so on, it's great. I really like it. That it developed into what it was amazing. And sort of like a style, or sort of like going into an area that I usually don't. I did a bunch of things on that track that I have not necessarily put out there in the ether before. I'm capable of, but I have not put it out there. And then I had that one. I had a track that a song that I had been playing for years and wrote years ago that I finally committed to releasing, Revive a Soul. Check that one out. And great summer dance song called The Power of Love, which we did performed for the first time at the New Village Music Festival 2023 in the summer. And man, oh man, did we have the community bumping with that song. I mean, all ages were bumping, all cultures. It was amazing. So I just feel blessed that I was able to stick to that, because I have trouble sticking to being disciplined enough to stick to certain goals that I have, and I'm glad that I met that goal for 2023. 2024 is the album. I may or may not put some of my singles from 2023 on the album. I've got a lot of songs, a lot of material. I'm doing a lot of different genre things. It's very kind of experimental. I don't know what genre I want to sort of encase it in, because I don't know, just creativity. It comes out in a whole lot of different directions. But it's coming. I'm going to talk a little more about that too later. When I do the big reveal, it's going to be a nice big plot twist in a few minutes. But yeah, 2023 was awesome. I had a great time, met so many great people, and I am continuing to develop great relationships. And I had sort of a renaissance in terms of how I'm approaching my connections with people, and there were some that I had to just let go, that I had to just let slip away, just quietly allow certain relationships to die, that I saw were not serving me, were not helping me, were not helping to develop me, and so on and so forth, and keeping others and wanting to maintain others as well. I'm putting my hands up high here because I know you guys can't see. I tend to talk a lot with my hands, and you'll only see like my fingers down here. I'm looking at myself over, right? So I talk with my hands. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great time. I know we went through a lot as a country, a lot of transitioning over the new year. A lot has gone on. There's a lot that I have to rant about. Let me tell you, these niggas out here is wild with what's happening. The gaslighting is crazy. But that will be for another episode. Now, we did the check-in. Oh, and we're going to be moving for 2024. One of the big goals is moving the show to a different studio. So we're not just going to be getting bigger and better with the content output and production value, in terms of just what's happening with the cameras. Notice I said cameras. With the cameras and not just camera. but we're 2024. The big goal for this project is to move to a bigger studio. I'm looking to start bringing guests on. I might even develop this into to have other hosts. We'll see. But there's some other content that I'm putting out under my umbrella that I'll be part of. Some other shows that I'll be part of that will feature more than one host. We'll have a group of us. Now, plot twist. So I decided to make this a check-in video for the first episode of 2023 because I'm happy to announce what I kind of had been alluding to and sort of dropping the little tidbits to and reminding everybody over the course of 2023 that the Patreon is a go. We are all systems go for the Patreon. We are going to be having bonus episodes of the Social Millennial Podcast that will be hosted on Patreon. Thank you very much, Patreon. You just ended up being the kind of the coolest platform to be able to put it on, to feature my content and to really start to develop out this media umbrella that I've got going on, that I've got planned out. You know, I've got my office, the Kevin Feige kind of thing, where if anybody remembers, now to go into my little geek territory of this podcast, if anybody remembers back in the day when long before Thanos, long before Endgame, when Marvel movies were still good, were heat, Kevin Feige had, at least he said he did, his office, he had a timeline of like everything that he wanted to accomplish for the MCU for those first phases to get to Thanos. And he had a thing, famously, a whole like thing with thread around his whole office. And they would, this year, that year, production, this to get to where they wanted to go. I've got it mapped out for this sort of media project, overall project that I'm trying to do, media label that I'm trying to sort of set up. I want to create and mean to create a whole lot of different kinds of content because I like to do a whole lot of different kinds of things. And I'm not necessarily going to host everything on YouTube. I kind of want to give people a bespoke experience, give you guys a place that you can depend on for content, where I won't be in such danger of being demonetized, or such danger of where all of my content could just be blinked away because I decided to say a certain thing or do a certain thing, or a certain comedy sketch was a little off color or pushing the envelope too much. YouTube, it reserves the right to just basically scorch the earth and get rid of your content and get rid of your footprint on their platform, and they have the right to do whatever they have the right to do. So certain things will be sampled or will be posted in part on various YouTube channels that are going to be created for each of these ventures. But the bulk and the entirety or the totality of said content will be hosted on Patreon. You'll be getting early access to it via Patreon. And so on and so forth. I'm putting it behind a paywall because it takes time to create these kinds of videos. It takes time to edit. I edit everything at this point. I've been editing the podcast all on my own, recording and editing. That's visual, that's audio, the whole shebang. So yeah, it takes money, it takes time to do this, and what I'm going to be sharing with y'all is going to take even more money, and I mean it's going to take even more time and even more know-how to develop this thing out. So as it stands at this moment, the Patreon is live, active. What we have going on over there, we'll have it. I feel like I want to do a limited time thing. For limited time, we have a single tier. In order to get the bonus episode of the podcast, you're going to have to subscribe to the tier where you receive it. Again, what you guys are going to get right now currently for this kind of content, for the Social Millennial Podcast, the bonus episode, is where we're going to be talking about the spicier topics. The things that I can't quite put on YouTube, for fear of the video getting blocked, for fear of the video getting demonetized, for fear of the video getting age restricted, or the video just being wiped off the face of the earth from my channel. So we're getting we're getting spicy on the bonus episode. The regular episodes will continue as every week. You'll be getting an episode that will be dropping on YouTube. Audio podcasts or the audio form will be dropped everywhere as per usual. That is not changing. So if you like if you enjoy the content, support the content as is going to be there for you. It's not leaving. I'm not pulling out my investment in the free episodes in order to make y'all go to the no. If y'all like the way it is, great. If y'all want the hard hitting, y'all want the controversial topics, y'all want to see what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to reveal in those, or what my opinion is about those kinds of things, you're going to head on over to the Patreon. You're going to subscribe to the membership. I've only got one tier there. I'm going to add another tier as well. So you probably see two. One of them will be for the bonus episode, and it will be labeled accordingly with the proper warnings and disclaimers. And there will be another tier that's very low priced, just for those who maybe you don't want the spicier version of the Social Millenial podcast. Maybe you don't want the bonus episode, but you believe in what I'm trying to do. You believe in what we're trying to accomplish with this sort of media umbrella, with the sort of content umbrella that I'm developing here, where my music will be hosted, where certain kinds of music live streaming on certain gigs and venues will be hosted. Early access to music videos, behind the scenes in development, from the songwriting process to tracking in the studio, will be featured there at the Patreon. I'm wanting to get into gaming, so there may or may not be a gaming channel on the YouTube that will develop out of that, but I'm wanting to present that to Patreon to give you guys early access. Movie reviews, reactions, watch-alongs. You guys can watch movies with me together. That will be cool. I want to host all this different kind of content under the Marcus Pena Presents umbrella. There's other podcasts that I'm developing already. I mean, I've got my co-hosts for that already, naming conventions, everything already. We're very close to starting to launch a lot of different podcasts geared to different things that will all fall under the Marcus Pena Presents umbrella. So a lot is coming. We're going to take it bit by bit. So right now you will have a tier for on the Patreon for the bonus episode of the Social Millenial podcast, and a tier for if you really are just invested and support what we're doing here, what I'm doing here. Maybe those who know me personally, maybe those who just like that, a mixed brother's out here doing his thing, sort of trying to create his own path, blaze his own trail. There will be a very low price tier, monthly tier, just to say, I support you, my nigga. Like, keep on going. Don't stop. Just for that. Cause I know some people, they want to give. There are some people, cause you listen, and I say this almost every episode, hopefully every single one. If y'all want to support this podcast, absolutely support what we're doing. Absolutely leave a like, view turn on the video for like 10, 20 seconds, so we can get a good, so we can count as a view. Don't have to watch the whole thing. Don't have to listen to the whole thing. Like the podcast on YouTube, social media. We are at Social Millenial Pod on Instagram and on Facebook. Like it, follow it, like the posts, comment, share it, save videos, etc. That goes a long way to helping the podcast. If you feel like you don't necessarily have the money to want to go, oh, let me do a subscription service, or let me send over some stuff on Cash App or something. You may not. It is much appreciated to simply interact with us. It's much appreciated to just take a few seconds out of your day to tap on something. A few seconds out of your day to, type a fire emoji and a thumbs up in the comments. A few seconds a day out of your day, even less than that, to just tap follow on Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, YouTube Podcasts. Yeah, we're on YouTube Podcasts now. Google Podcasts is done. It's a dub. It's going to be YouTube Podcasts, but that will all be on our link tree, and you'll be able to find all those links down in the description below this video, and down in the description where available and applicable for the audio version of this podcast. For those of y'all just listening, thank y'all. Let me give the shout out to y'all listening. Thank y'all for watching the video portion, but listeners, thank you so much. Y'all know where it's at. Look in the pants bar or description, what have you, and you should be able to find all those links. But But yeah, that's our big plot twist. The Patreon is happening. It's existing. It's here. We in here. We here. We finally made it. Y'all know what time it is. Your boy's out here doing stuff. Don't be a hater and pull up, or be a hater and hate watch. I accept that too. You feel me? If you don't have somebody to hate on, in the words of the illustrious and the genius Cat Williams, feel free to hate on me. All right? Because it ain't nothing new for me. But yeah, thank y'all so much. I feel very blessed, very, very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in. Just in my life, and this with the people that I have around me, encouraging me and putting the fire under my feet. Shout out to my parents in Puerto Rico, living over there. Thank you. My younger brother, thank you. My older brother, Ralphie, thank you. My older sister, Diana, thank you. I just feel very glad. And this is a new big step that we're taking, and I'm wanting to find the energy to develop all of this. And that's really the only thing. It's the only daunting thing for me about this is not the paperwork. It's not the business side. It's not anything. It's just finding the energy, my nigga, to just stay on it. And thank y'all so much. Cause I'm telling y'all, just the likes, just the comments, even if y'all niggas is hating, it helps me. It gives me the energy to keep on going and to stay disciplined on this path. So I want to say thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for this podcast existing for as long as it has. And we're about to sort of shift into the next gear in 2024. All right, y'all. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for spending this time. If you've made it this far in the podcast, we are on Instagram, Facebook at Social Millennial Pod. We are at on YouTube podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. I believe Radio Public and Stitcher is about to be out of here, so that's not going to be a thing anymore. All of the links are going to be down in the description for the Patreon, etc. So please, you listen to this video, go straight down to the doobly-doo pants bar or wherever applicable, and click on the appropriate links and follow where y'all want to listen to this podcast at. If you're an Apple person, listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Apple Music. If you're a Spotify person, listen to it there and follow it there. If you're a YouTube person and you just want to be on YouTube podcast, follow it there. If you're a visual person and you're watching this right now, hit a like, give me a comment. Yo, what's up? Thumbs up. Welcome back. Anything. Any conglomerate mixture of letters is fine. It feeds us. It gives us energy. It feeds the algorithm. And subscribe and hit that notification bell. If there's anywhere that y'all can review this podcast, review this show, absolutely do so. Even if it's 3 stars that you want to give us 3, whatever it is. Just interact with us. Thank you so much. Everything is at Social Millennial Pod. And yeah, we may be shortening that tag come, the 3rd quarter or whatever, 4th quarter of 2024, the end of 2024, but we'll see what happens. Right now, at Social Millennial Pod. We're at Social Millennial Pod, the Social Millennial Podcast at Gmail if you want to email us. But we are here. Patreon, y'all, is going to be the place to be, is where it's going to be popping. I'm going to be talking about the wildest, not the wildest stuff, but the more controversial things. I'm going to be going into a lot of meatier topics. And I'm going to be in the short term, throwing up some rant videos as well, where I kind of just distill one kind of thing, one kind of story, and just go off on that one story and have that time. Because sometimes I rant on this show and it gets a little, the show gets a little long. So I can save a lot of that for that. That's going to be in the short term. So we have the bonus episode, and what's going to be coming in terms of extra content is going to be rant videos. So expect that. I may even create another tier if you want the rant videos and the bonus episode. But the bonus episode is going to be wild. The language is going to get a little wild sometimes. We're just going to be free. It's where we're going to let our hair down. We're going to just say what we want to say. All right. So if y'all are not into that, if y'all are not into the racier subjects, or y'all are not into the meatier subjects like deeper politics, geopolitical stuff going on, deeper media stuff, entertainment industry stuff going on, so on and so forth, local government, immigration, I'm going to be talking about some stuff. We're going to be going into it deeper, or at least going into what I feel about it in a more deeper way, in a freer way, without necessarily having to censor myself for YouTube. If y'all like that content, head on over to Patreon and support. If y'all don't like that content, head over to Patreon and hit the just supporter tier, where you just are cool with the way the content's going now and are invested in the development of what I'm trying to do here. And y'all could just hit me up with a few dollars monthly. All right, y'all. Again, I'm gonna have all of the disclaimers on the membership tier, so that nobody can come to me and go, "Oh, I didn't know I didn't know he was gonna talk like this. I didn't know my nigga was gonna be like that. I didn't know." No, we're adults. You feel me? It's gonna be content, adult oriented content. All right, y'all. It's gonna be talking. We're gonna be talking that mess. If y'all ain't down for that mess, enjoy the weekly episode, and just go over to Patreon and hit me on that supporter tier, so we can keep on doing these weekly episodes, because and hopefully we can ring up this subscription. Please, y'all, subscribe on YouTube. Let's get these numbers up, because we've got certain benchmarks to hit so that we can get this production value up as well. So it's very much so free to just hit that subscribe button. It's very much so free to just hit that like button. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. See y'all next week. Hop over to the Patreon, because there is an episode there already right now. When you see this, the Patreon episode is there. So hop on over there if y'all want the full episode as we usually do it for this week. Just, super spicy. Jalapeno, you feel me? Habanero spicy. Head on over to there after this video. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, etc. And head on over to Patreon. Link in the description. Deuces.